A very good evening to you on this 12th day of February 2024. Welcome to the Daily Report right here on TV47, the home of untold stories. We thank you for choosing us to inform you. My name is George Maringa, as I am assisted tonight on sign language interpretation by our very own Catherine Simaloy. Now, Parliament, that is the bicameral Parliament of the Republic, has been on a very long recess, beginning all the way from Christmas, and they resume tomorrow on Tuesday the 13th. A full entry awaits the National Assembly as well as the Senate, as legislators, the people that you entrusted in the Constitution to represent you, will be going through several entries, specifically in the way of bills that require amendments as well as passing more legislations. Now, who best to have a discussion tonight regarding that entry than my guest tonight? He is none other than the Honorable Gabriel Kagombe, famously known as Gigi. He is the Member of Parliament for Gatundu South constituency. We shall be discussing the tea reforms. Remember, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has spoken about the rates, rather the bonus that should be given to tea farmers in the way, or rather commensurate to the rate of the dollar of the day. We shall be having a discussion on that with my guest, that is Gigi Kagombe. He will be in our studios shortly, even as we engage the parliamentary outlook, especially he is a Member of Parliament in the National Assembly. We shall be looking at that as well. As always, we invite your feedback. Our SMS line is open to 2047. Start with your name, where you're watching us from, followed by your question or feedback regarding the program or the questions to my guest tonight. On X, you can find us at TV47 News, at George Maringa _ or at Gigi Kagombe, the Member of Parliament. Use the hashtag Daily Report, hashtag Daily Report TV47. Be sure to send in your questions, your feedback regarding the program. Mheshimiwa is on his way. He'll be here shortly. But first, let's give you a sneak peek into our broadcast tonight. Tonight, tributes continue to pour in after the sudden death of celebrated athletics star Kelvin Kiptum and his coach.
Yani ni uchungu kabisa. It's so painful that at a very tender age we can lose a whole world record.
Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai and other key leaders from the troubled Kerio Valley region grilled by DCI officers over unrest in the region.
Tumeitwa kwa sababu kuna mambo yanasemekana tumechochea.
And police in Murang'a interrupt a major fake alcohol manufacturing plant that serves Murang'a and the Greater Mount Kenya region, impounding ethanol. Fake KRA stamps, crates, and assorted bottles were confiscated. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. We look forward to your questions or feedback regarding the program tonight, and be sure indeed to send them. Our SMS lines as well as across our social media platforms. The avenues, the channels remain open. Once again, Catherine Simaloy is on sign language interpretation tonight. We begin with sad news, where the athletic fraternity, Kenyans, and the world at large continues to eulogize 24-year-old world record-holding marathon runner Kelvin Kiptum, who died in a car crash on Sunday night. Kiptum, together with his coach Javes Hakizamana, were driving along the Eldoret-Kaptagat road when the car rolled over, and the two were killed on the spot. Fellow sportsmen, including Eliud Kipchoge and leaders led by President Dr. William Ruto, have mourned Kiptum as a rising star who had a bright future ahead of him. Moige William begins our broadcast tonight with that report.
A fraternity, country and world in shock following the news of the passing on of Kelvin Kiptum, 24-year-old world record-holding marathoner, following a grisly road accident that claimed his life and that of his coach.
It is a sad moment for us. It is a sad moment for Kenya. It is happening, like we've rightly said, at a time when we knew that come the Olympics in July, we would be having a gold medal.
Hata sijui nitasema nini, lakini wacha Mungu tu, kama tumefanya makosa, Mungu asamehe sisi.
Members of the country to pray for the family of the departed heroes, and that we shall have peace in our hearts.
Kiptum's star shined when he clocked a world record of 2 hours 35 seconds at the Chicago Marathon in October 2023. Among those who penned their message of condolence is two-time Olympics marathon champion Eliud Kipchoge, who eulogized Kiptum, and I quote, as a fast rising athlete who was destined for greatness, an athlete who had a whole life ahead of him to achieve incredible greatness. End of quote. Two-time Olympic 800 meters champion David Rudisha posted on his X account stating he was, and I quote, shocked and deeply saddened by the news. This is a huge loss. End of quote. President William Ruto, First Lady Rachel Ruto, Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba, and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga also eulogized the athlete, stating his demise was a blow to the country.
Kenya, the world, and the fraternity of athletics and sports in general has lost a special, shining gem, a truly top-tier athlete and sportsman. We pay tribute to him for what he has achieved in his very short life.
Mwigi William, TV47.
Thank you, Mwigi William, for that, and may his soul rest in peace. Our condolences to the families. Now, I'm seeing your feedback already. Eric Kimaita saying you're watching us from Meru County. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your feedback coming. What question do you have for Mheshimiwa as the Parliament reopens from recess tomorrow? Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai and other key leaders from the troubled Kerio Valley region were on Monday grilled at the Directorate of Criminal Investigations in Nakuru, that is DCI, after being summoned to record a statement regarding the ongoing conflicts in the areas of, among them, Turkana and Baringo counties. Chichi Josephine tells us more.
Kenyans flocked to the Directorate of Criminal Investigation Officers in Nakuru to witness the grilling of Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai and other leaders who received summons from DCI officers.
Niliweza kuja na nikasikia kwamba tumeitwa kwa sababu kuna mambo yanasemekana tumechochea ghasia kati ya majirani na Waturkana.
Hizi ni watu wa amani, hiyo ndio sababu tunaheshimu summons ya serikali.
Turkana Senator James Lomanen was also among the group of leaders summoned regarding ongoing conflicts in several counties, among them Turkana and Baringo.
Na sisi wa Turkana tunasema tusipopata amani wakati huu ambayo rais anasikia lugha tatu ya jamii ambayo inasozana, tusipopata amani wakati huu hakuna siku nyingine tutapata amani.
Na mimi nataka kushukuru serikali kwa sababu imeonyesha kwamba kila kiongozi lazima ataajibika wakati kuna shida ama hata wakati hakuna maneno mabaya.
Investigations into the conflict affecting 6 counties that form Kerio Valley have been ongoing for months now, with Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki promising action against the perpetrators. Elsewhere, a security team convoy traveling on a mission to repel a bandit attack that killed a local head teacher was itself ambushed by the very bandits, with one National Police Reserve officer sustaining injuries in the firefight.
Kufuatia kifo cha juzi mwalimu jana, tumekuwa kama kamati ya usalama kupanga mikakati ya kufuata wale ambao walifanya kile kitendo. Na vile mnaona sasa hivi tunatoka area ya Yatia, area ya Karanga Joto na hizo maeneo.
According to Baringo County Police Commandant Julius Kirago, the officers engaged in a firefight with bandits who are hiding behind a herd of cows as body shields, as he assured Baringo residents that the issue of banditry will be addressed.
So jana tuliweza waliweza kutuengage as we try to push them out of those areas because they are disturbed, needed declared disturbed and by anybody. So jana wakatuengage, leo tena the same thing wakatuengage, na bahati mbaya wameweza kupiga one of us risasi, ndio sasa tumetoka hapa kumwangalia, na one of our vehicles ambaye ni OCPD imeweza kupigwa marisasi. So ni kwamba wamedeclare vita na tuko tayari for that.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
Thank you, Chichi, for that. The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition has asked President Dr. William Ruto to initiate the process of appointing new IEBC commissioners to avoid a constitutional crisis. Led by Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi, the leaders asked National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula to accommodate all members of parliament in the forthcoming debates when the assembly reopens on Tuesday, that is tomorrow, after a long recess. And as Mike Kagwongo reports, the National Dialogue Committee report handed over to the bicameral chambers is also expected to be on top of the agenda come tomorrow.
There will be wide-ranging consequences for Kenyans and also for President William Ruto's administration, all from the August House's decision to discuss, reject or adopt the numerous pieces of legislation before it. A push and pull between President William Ruto's and ODM leader Raila Odinga's lieutenants over the reconstitution of the Electoral Commission is expected at the floor of the House Tuesday when the House resumes from a long recess. Speaking in Karachuonyo constituency in Homa Bay County on Monday, at the funeral of Mzee George Awino, elder brother of the Director of Finance for ODM Party Joshua Kawino, the opposition leaders, led by Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi, demanded equal opportunities in Parliament to avert misunderstandings amongst members drawn from different factions.
Tomorrow we shall be resuming. And I want to say that there are critical issues and fundamental issues that are touching on the lives of Kenyans. I want to call for a honest, objective, and time adequacy on debate. We are coming tomorrow. There is nothing like other side being given a lot of time to debate at the expense of the Azimio.
Hivyo sisi tukirudi bunge, Mheshimiwa Opiyo, kule chini wewe sisitiza kwamba sisi tunataka hilo suala la IEBC litiliwe mkazo.
Leaders of the two factions are reciting differing versions of what path should be taken in reorganizing the IEBC, laying the groundwork for the huge showdown in Parliament.
You are imposing too many taxes, and we know it as a fact, Ruto, and you also know it, that you will never raise more revenue by raising tax levels. You need to reduce the tax levels, expand the tax base, and close all the loopholes of corruption.
I'm convinced if a snap election was called today, Raila Amolo Odinga will defeat William Ruto. Because Kenyans are tired.
Wakasema tuketi pamoja, tukatuma Opiyo Wandayi huko, tukatuma Kalonzo Musyoka kule, wakatengeneza ripoti. Hiyo ripoti inasema huwezi katika mchezo wa kidemokrasia kuwa mchezaji na pia ukuwe referee pale.
While the Kenya Kwanza counterparts support the selection panel scores, the opposition is insisting that the National Dialogue Committee NADCO method be pursued. All these and more await the country upon the resumption of parliamentary sittings this month. Mike Kagwongo, TV47, Nairobi.
Thank you, Mike, for that report. Of course, it shall be part of the discussion I shall be having with my guest, that is the Honorable Gigi. He's already at the premises, and we shall be having that conversation in a few. Keep your feedback coming. Fear has spread in Kameretho village of Limuru constituency, Kiambu County, after a well-known local teacher died after a brutal knife attack by unknown assailants. The late Irene Ngendo, a teacher in Deya, was attacked by unknown people in her house at around 3 p.m. and stabbed several times. Neighbors speak of screams emanating from her house, and by the time alarm was raised and responded to, the teacher was in bad shape. Shortly after losing her life at the Tigoni Hospital, where she had been rushed for treatment, the family of the late teacher is calling for quick investigations in order to find out the motive and culprits behind the attack. While confirming the incident, Limuru Sub-County Police Commander Philip Mwania by phone said they have intercepted 2 phones which were suspected to be connected to the crime, saying that an investigation has been launched. Family and friends wish for haste in unearthing investigations before laying their kin to rest.
Ngendo Mboro alikutwa na mkora, akamdunga kwa kisu na akaaga. Irene ni bibi ya my cousin, na tuko na huzuni sana kama familia kwa sababu tunaomba tupate kiini cha hii mauaji. Tunaomba serikali na Kenya Police na DCI watusaidie kama familia ili tuweze kujua nani aliua mwalimu Irene. Aliteremka hizo stairs na in between akaanguka chini na akajaribu pia kuenda kwa mkono. Sababu alipiga nduru, majirani walipanda pale kwa ile ua na kijana mmoja akaweza kumuona amelala chini. Ndiposa walizunguka, wakakuja kwa gate, wakafungua na wakampata amelala hapo. Wakamkimbiza huko hospitali ya Tigoni, hapo ndio walikuwa wanajaribu kumshughulikia.
Kuna kamera, na hiyo kamera DCI na askari wamejaribu kuangalia, na ile kitu wameona hawajatuambia ni nini, kwa sababu tukiwauliza wanasema uchunguzi ni yao, sisi tungoje ripoti kutoka kwao.
We hope speedy investigations are conducted and may her soul rest in peace. Police in Murang'a have arrested 2 people who have been manufacturing illicit brews at a residential home in Midhandokoine, Gatanga, Murang'a County. Acting on a tip-off, the multi-agency team raided the premises where 150 liters of ethanol, distilling machines, fake KRA stamps, crates and assorted bottles were confiscated. Confirming the incident, Murang'a County Commissioner Joshua Nkanatha said this suspect has counterfeited over 50 brands in the market, which have been distributed in the local market and by extension the central region. Nkanatha said it will no longer be business as usual to the unscrupulous people, adding that an intensive crackdown to flush out all the brewers in an operation dubbed Rapid Results Initiative to fight alcoholism is ongoing. He also cautioned the administration and security officers against colluding with such business people as they risk losing their jobs.
Ile kazi tumefanya hapa leo tumeweza kufaulu sana, kwa sababu hii biashara mnaona hapa, hii ni factory, lakini ni factory ambaye haina permit. They are operating without any letter of authorization. Tumetafuta hakuna. Number 2, tumeangalia tukaona they have counterfeited or they are counterfeiting 39 brands. Kuanzia EABL nani. Meaning kila mtu Mkenya chances ya kuwa anakunywa pombe kutoka hapa iko juu sana. So 39 brands ikiwa inakuwa counterfeited, hiyo ni biashara mbaya sana. Tumeangalia tukakuta wako tumeshika ethanol na tutaichoma hapa muone ni ethanol kweli, 150 liters pure ethanol.
We were able to impound quite a number of illegal alcoholic substances. It is important to note that we also managed to arrest the proprietor or the person that has been operating this illegal business, together with another male person. We have also been able to find out that the culprit is a police officer, was a police officer, but he left the service. And it's very unfortunate that somebody can leave such a good job and come to do such a business.
Students at Multimedia University now want Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu to officially recognize their acting Vice-Chancellor, who was appointed by President William Ruto in an acting position in January, failure to which they shall take it to the streets to demand for what they termed as their rights. The demonstrating students maintained that any hindrance to the university's growth and development would not be tolerated due to the instability caused by leadership challenges at the institution.
We have seen the performance levels of DVC Maranga when she was in that capacity, and now God has granted an opportunity for her to be the Vice-Chancellor, an opportunity which has been backed by the President William Ruto and further by the Education CS Machogu Ezekiel, and the council of the university. And now by extension, it has been backed by Comrades Power, which, as you know, Kenyans, is not only violent, but also chaotic, cantankerous, and peaceful.
I'm calling upon any authority that is barring the appointment of Professor Rosabella Maranga, that to melt away, failure to which we will have to act. We are calling upon the CS Machogu and the President to confirm. We want Maranga confirmed with immediate effect today, failure to which, as a nation, you know, multimedia comrades are known to be fearless. And we will take to the streets to ensure that what we want has to be done, because we are the ones who have the autonomy. Yes. We are the ones who pay the fees, and we are supported fully by our President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
Of course, and just to mention, my guest tonight, that is the Honorable Gigi Gabriel Kagombe, is already in studio. We shall be having the conversation shortly regarding tea reforms and what awaits him and his colleagues in Parliament beginning tomorrow after they resume from the long recess. I can see your questions coming. Please keep your feedback coming. We shall be sure to field your questions to him during the broadcast. The family of Hilary Madiga Kisali, a young man who was involved in an accident involving a Super Metro bus on Monday, the 29th of January at the Otho area of Kisumu County, is demanding justice after the management of the company refused to pay for his treatment, despite the fact that he was one of the passengers in the ill-fated bus. Our very own Laban Shikokoti with more details.
Hilary Kisali Madiga was one of the victims of the fatal accident which killed 17 people in Otho area after the bus he was traveling in from Kampala, Uganda to Nairobi collided head-on with a truck. Kisali is still undergoing treatment, and that is the cause of his concern at the moment, as the family claims that Super Metro Bus Company has failed to pay for treatment in the hospital. His mother, Mary Kisali, revealed that the family has currently spent about 800,000 shillings on Kisali's treatment to date, and she's afraid that this amount may increase as time goes on.
Hatujaona watu wa kampuni wakija hapa. Tumejaribu kuaddress lakini wamekataa kabisa kutusaidia. So tunaona ni vigumu. Hii hospitali imetusaidia kwa sababu wametuvumilia. Bili imeendelea kupanda. Imefika almost 800,000 na bado kijana ndio huyu ametoka ICU juzi, na sasa hapa ukiona bado angali.
The lawyer representing Super Metro Bus Company says that the company cannot currently be held responsible for the treatment because the investigation has not yet determined whether the bus company was at fault in the crash.
Mtu wa kampuni wa basi akatupatia, akanitumia namba, akasema zungumza na wakili wangu. Nikamjaribu kumuuliza ya, kwa sababu alisema nyinyi mtafute kama vile mtafanya, muone vile wenyewe mtajaribu. Nikauliza insurance ya kampuni yao ni gani, kakataa kunieleza. Na mimi vile tumekaa hapa hospitali ni vigumu kutoka tuende kutafuta nani atatusaidia.
Even so, the silver lining to this cloud is that Hilary Kisali is improving by the day, as Dr. Nagib Karan reveals.
We received him after a road traffic accident with a traumatic brain injury as his diagnosis. CT scans were carried out, which confirmed our diagnosis. He had a arachnoid hemorrhage and an intracerebral hemorrhage, plus a maxillary fracture and a fracture of his anterior second rib with some pulmonary contusions. Patient was in the ICU for a period of 13 days. We have shifted him to HDU 2 days ago. Patient's condition has stabilized somehow, but we are still observing the vital signs. And yes, there is a marked improvement, and the patient is on treatment currently as we speak.
This family wants the Ministry of Transport and the relevant bus insurance company to ensure that justice is done for Hilary. For TV47 Kisumu, I am Laban Shikokoti.
Let's make sense of the sense, and women entrepreneurs have been encouraged to forge business-to-business connections with their manufacturing counterparts in developed countries to push themselves into global markets and increase the number of formal enterprises owned by women from the current 32%. In a joint initiative by the Kenya Overseas Association and the Kenya Chinese Women Association, fempreneurs, as they are called, are encouraged to use already established principles of business to guide their operations and ensure longevity.
Of all the formal businesses in the country, about 60% are owned by men, while women led in owning businesses in the informal sector at over 60%. This is according to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, where women shun formalizing business operations, leaving the lucrative global market to their male counterparts.
Like when I started, I was doing retail. I was doing retail. Then I went to doing wholesale. Now I supply. So they hold your hand. And they make it easier for us. Even when you're in Kenya, you can do orders from Kenya and they will ship it. It will come to Nairobi.
The first time we are doing this, we call it Nairobi Chinese New Year Gala. So now from now, every year, when there's a Chinese New Year, and we will continue. We find it's very interesting, and also the people are accepting.
While ushering in the Chinese New Year, stakeholders in the sector encouraged benchmarking businesses in advanced countries to ensure product improvement and market expansion.
Well, the lessons I've learned with doing business with the Chinese is that they are open to growth and they take you step by step.
As Kenya, we can also learn about how we can preserve our culture so that even when we are out of the country, we are able to celebrate and we are able also to show the world our culture as Kenyans.
Their logic, formalizing fempreneur-led businesses would ensure advanced business practice uptake in the country.
So there is the challenge of waiting.